I want you to imagine that this blue ball represents all the difficult feelings that you're having at the moment about the coronavirus. Okay, so it might be worry, might be boredom, loneliness, frustration, scared, all those really difficult feelings we're going to represent in this ball. And I imagine that everyone is going to be holding a ball of difficult feelings at the moment. So the 3 different ways in which we respond to these feelings. So imagine that you're holding this ball, okay? So one way of responding is that we really examine the ball and we question it. So why am I feeling this way? Should I be feeling this way? What does this mean? How is this going to impact on me? We really scrutinize it and we look at it and we observe it and we hold it up to our face and we, question it. And this sort of describes anxiety. So when we're having these thoughts, they trigger a lot of, when we have these feelings, it's triggering a lot of thoughts and we're spending a lot of time thinking about it. So our mind's racing, and we sort of represent this by having the ball in front of our face, because that's what's happening, is we're spending a lot of time focused on these feelings and thinking about it a lot, and that's likely to be a kind of sign of high anxiety and impacting on our sleep and eating, and we're potentially getting panic attacks. So that's one strategy, one way of sort of dealing with feelings, is to kind of really focus on it and question it. Another way that we might be responding to these feelings is that we might want to just avoid it. So we just throw the ball away. I'm totally fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm not bothered by it all. I'm just going to carry on as usual. Now, the problem with avoiding at the moment is that you could potentially be putting yourself at risk, putting yourself in situations that at the moment, with everything that's happening, is going to be detrimental to either you or to people around you. So, that's the avoidance strategy. So we've got anxiety, avoidance, and then the final one, okay, is just holding the ball. So when we are feeling this way, that we can accept these feelings, we're not judgmental on them, not critical, and that we can take measures of self-care. Okay, in the same way that you would in a physical health condition. So if you've broken your leg, you accept that you've broken your leg and that you do things to look after yourself at that time. And that is kind of what we're striving for. That's kind of good, healthy mental health, is if we can just hold our blue ball. Okay, not to overthink it, not to question it, and not to avoid it, but just to hold it. So that's kind of a simple explanation of mental health, and it's kind of based around some theories in psychology as well. What I'd like to do is continue doing these videos just to explain a little bit about anxiety and some strategies that we might be able to use then if we are feeling kind of panicked or experiencing high levels of anxiety. And another video I'd like to do with thinking about how we respond to children when they're having these difficult feelings too. So keep watching.